Hey everybody, Mr. Harvey here. Going to continue our lecture, and we're going to talk about the agricultural revolution, and this is our precursor to the industrial revolution of the 18th century. Okay, here we go. The agricultural revolution is really important because literally this is going to be the revolution that allows pretty much the world to be able to field such a huge population. Europe's population is going to blow up, and one of this is not like a political or social revolution. Well, it can be considered kind of social, but this is like an ecological revolution that changes European society and the world. Um, and let's rock and roll into it. Okay, here we go. Now, before the agricultural revolution, what was agriculture like? Okay, and I'm making a contrast so you all can understand. Here we go. 80% of Western Europe's population were farmers. Higher in Eastern Europe. Remember, Eastern Europe is behind. Okay, the Netherlands was an exception. Kind of look through your notes. Think about what was the economic engine of the Netherlands. Pause. Okay, unpause. Banking. Remember, Amsterdam, lowest interest rates in Europe. Okay, you're gonna go there because you get more bang for your buck. And they were mercantile trading company. Okay, not very agricultural, but ironically, a lot of agricultural improvements are going to originate in the Netherlands. Why? Protestant, new ideas, open new ideas. They're going to be applying science to agriculture. Okay, agricultural output was very low compared to modern standards. Okay, back then, before the agricultural revolution, the way that you made more food is you farmed more land. During the agricultural revolution, we're going to see people have the same amount of land and they're going to put twice as amount. They're going to be able to produce the two times the amount of food. Why? Science. Okay. Before the agricultural revolution, there was the open field system. Okay. You didn't have fences or hedges. You had this open fields of farmland that were more communal and open. Okay. We're gonna see that change. You're gonna start seeing fences around farms. You're gonna start seeing super farms, mega farms, um, and I will actually show you a little bit on Google Earth. Okay, soil exhaustion was a common problem. They had little understanding of science behind agriculture. As we see improvements with the scientific revolution, they're going to understand the importance of minerals, nutrients, namely nitrogen, and how nitrogen is a crucial nutrient to plant health and therefore the production of crops. Um, Often they had to leave fields fallow, unplanted for a period of time to recover, because they drain the resources and the nutrients out of the soil. Okay, and we see farming in the east with the serfs more than in the west. Okay, they're both very high, but east was pretty much completely agricultural. Okay, oops. Uh, Main goal, the agricultural revolution. We'll talk about it. Okay, and that's the cause right there. This is our cause, but let's focus up here. Okay, prior to the agricultural revolution, the main goal of agriculture was just to make enough food for like a family. Okay, uh, we're gonna see the commercialization of agriculture. Okay, um, there's a lot of resistance prior to the agricultural revolution. If there's any agricultural changes, there was a lot of resistance to agricultural changes because of tradition. People were worried, hey, don't change our agriculture, or we might starve. People are going to be really protective of that. Okay, um, and peasants are going to be very protective of that because they were very vulnerable to any price fluctuations or harvests. Okay, um, this is our main cause to the industrial revolution. I really want you guys to put your pens down and listen. Okay, um, grain prices are going to raise. Okay, grain prices are gonna go up. They're gonna rise. There's gonna be a raise in grain prices. Okay, a rise. Um, with grain prices going up, that makes the landowners get more money. Okay, if the landowners get more money, okay, therefore they're gonna start buying up a lot of the common land around their own farm, and they're gonna start making super mega farms. Okay, huge farms. Uh, this is going to lead to the commercialization of agriculture. People aren't just going to be making food to survive. They're going to be making food to make money. And we're going to see mega super farms that we see all around Oxnard. Fun fact about Oxnard: Oxnard produces 1/3 of the entire country, United States, of strawberries. Okay. Why? To make money, to sell strawberries to people in like Michigan where there's snow and they can't grow strawberries, or to people in Minnesota where it's freezing there and you can't grow strawberries. Okay, you're gonna be able to sell them strawberries to make a profit. Okay, we see the commercialization of agriculture during this time. People are gonna be working to make money. Okay, and with these rising grain prices, farmers are gonna be able to buy up more land, and they're going to be able to invest in the new technology that defines the agricultural revolution. Okay, peasants are going to resist this, but they're going to be oppressed and they're going to be ignored. Okay, the Netherlands and England are going to be the leaders, and were the leaders of the agricultural revolution. Think about why. Pause. Unpause, dude. The Netherlands and England, Protestant, scientifically inclined societies, open to new ideas, and they are going to apply science to agriculture. Okay, and the agricultural revolution is defined by increases in production of food, new methods of cultivation, and new technology. And we're going to talk about that. Okay, and this is science and technology being applied to agriculture. Oh, we apply science to biology. We're applying science to astronomy. They're going to be applying science to weapons. Okay, why not apply it to agriculture? Okay, and we're going to see it eventually. They're going to apply science to industry in the Industrial Revolution, start making engines. Okay. And when we see them making improvements in engines and whatnot, we're going to start seeing improvements in weapons, which is going to lead to some crazy stuff. All right. All right. The agricultural revolution is initially going to start in the Netherlands, okay, the Low Country. It's going to be the Dutch. And it's going to be before it really takes off. England's going to popularize what the Netherlands does. It starts in the Netherlands, but it's going to get popular with England. Okay, and the Dutch are going to utilize many groundbreaking land reclamation projects and techniques. The Dutch are actually going to make their country bigger by draining land, taking land from like any hills or uplifted areas in their country, throwing them close to the coast. And they're actually going to add land to their country so they can farm and have a bigger population. Okay. Cornelius Vermeulen was the leading engineer on such projects, and they are going to literally drain wetlands. Okay, they're literally going to bring soil from some of their highlands, and they are going to create more territory for themselves. They're going to terraform their land to create farmland. Okay, the Dutch are going to experiment with new crops such as clover and turnips, and I'll explain that biology and earth science to you in a little bit. For soil restoration and animal fodder. Okay, and they're going to start utilizing new fertilizers, because they're understanding nitrogen. Now, I want you guys to listen for a quick second. Okay, plants need nitrogen. Okay, humans do too, but the most abundant element and the most abundant element in the atmosphere is not or molecule is not helium. It's not hydrogen. That's in the universe. Actually, in our atmosphere, the most abundant molecule is nitrogen. Okay. Now, atmospheric nitrogen is N2. Okay. Humans cannot and plants cannot process N2 in its atmospheric gassy state. Okay. And this is all science, and humans and plants can only process nitrates and nitrites. Well, the way that you get, there are certain plants that can produce nitrates and nitrites and put them in the soil, and the more that scientists understood the biology and the science behind the importance of nitrogen in humans and plants, the more they're going to understand that you need to put nitrogen in the soil for plants to get that, for them to be healthy. And so the Dutch are going to understand the importance of nitrogen, and there are some crops like clovers and turnips that produce nitrogen, and we're going to see some new techniques, and we're going to talk about that. All right, and they're going to also understand the importance of feeding animals nitrogen-rich food, because when they poop, they're going to be able to put that nitrogen into the soil with fertilizer and be able to, make plants even healthier. All right. England is going to popularize these earlier innovations, the innovations of the Dutch. Okay. Jethro Tull, he invented the seed drill. Okay. And this is to what, and I'll show you. I think I have a picture of it. There it is, right there. Okay. The seed drill. The seed drill was really important because farmers used to just if you ever seen someone feed chickens, just like throw the seeds around. Um, I actually I'd done that a couple times in my uncle's place. It wasn't that fun, but uh, the seed drill is really important because you can literally just plant one seed in a little area, and you can just go down and start making rows. And the seed drill is really important because farmers are not going to be wasting seed. Okay, that costs money. Okay, so they're gonna efficiently. This leads to more efficiently planting. Okay, and it's more organized. Um, Charles Townshend, he will institute the idea of crop rotation. Um, and I'm gonna go over this a little bit in class on Monday, but this idea is rotating. So just imagine like a grid of four. Um, you have like a little grid, and there's four boxes. Okay, uh, three of those, say for three of those boxes, a farmer's gonna be growing strawberries, and then in one of the boxes they're gonna be growing turnips. Well, the reason why a farmer might have turnips in one of his fields, um, and in his grid is to restore the nitrogen. And so every time then a farmer will rotate, and in another grid, maybe going clockwise, then he'll put turnips in that field and put strawberries in the field where there were previously turnips. It's a little easier if I can give you a visual, but the idea is that in your field you are replenishing nutrients and growing food for animals. Okay, and then you switch. Okay, uh, more food for animals that's rich in nitrogen equals more fertilizer, and therefore even more food for humans because you're able to feed your domestic animals, like a cow, a pig, the fodder that you grow, and it's going to be rich in nitrogen. Then when those animals poop, you're able to use that for fertilizer, and then you're able to butcher your animal for food for humans. Okay, and so on and so on. And so this crop rotation was really important because it's going to give humans more food. It's going to give the plants nitrogen. Okay, and it's going to lead to a lot more food being produced. Okay, Robert Bakewell, he's going to improve methods of animal breeding. You're going to start seeing larger, healthier animals, which equals more meat, more milk, more leather, more soap, more candles, more goods. Okay, healthier animals equal larger animals. Larger animals equals more food for humans. Okay. The Enclosure Movement, okay, this is going to be a key movement, and this occurs in England during the 1700s, and this is going to help facilitate the agricultural revolution. And this is where we see the rise of super farms, okay, huge farms, okay, and we're going to see rich landowners consolidate their holdings into fields that are fenced. They're going to basically buy out and petition the government to take just kind of accumulate all their land and make big farms. They're going to be taking the little small farms that have, farmers on them, and they're gonna kick off a lot of the farmers, maybe keep a couple to keep farming on the farms and serve as workers or farm hands, and they're gonna make super farms. Okay, now has huge implications because we are going to see that this is why we're going to see a lot of people leave the farm to city, and they're going to become factory workers. Okay, and it really is facilitated by this enclosure movement. And this is going to replace that open field village method. We're going to see large super farms. Okay, huge super farms that are fenced off. Okay, you can't get in because they don't want people stealing or farming up the land. Okay, and this is going to really cause turmoil in the peasant farming communities. And this is where we start to see people leave the farm and they're going to go the city. They're going to become factory workers. Okay, landowners are going to prosper. They're going to be making money. They're going to be making so much money because they're going to be commercializing agriculture. They're going to be selling. They're not just farming to survive just have a simple meal just to live, we're going to see them commercializing agriculture to make a profit. In Parliament in England, the government in England supported the landowners. They did not support the the peasant farmers. So we're going to see they're going to pass over 3,000 enclosure acts, okay, that benefit the landowners. Okay, the impact upon the peasantry. Okay, many forced off lands that had once been common, and this is the big one right here. They are going to move to the towns or cities looking for work, and they are going to find work in the factories, and they are going to become, our farmers are going to become the working class. They are going to become the proletariat that Marx will refer to in his Communist Manifesto. They are going to become the new working factory class. Okay, we will see some families pursue other economic opportunities, maybe become an artisan. They might go abroad. We'll see some people, leave for the new world in America and immigrate to other countries. Some families will become very impoverished. All right, but we will see a huge impact upon the peasantry. Okay, in the East, no way, they're behind. Limited agricultural improvements. Okay, remember, the East is behind. They are always behind. The East is gonna try to improve output not by applying science, but simply by working more land. Okay, well, forget fertilizers. Let's just work twice as much land. Okay, that is how they're gonna try to make more food. They're not going to be using a lot of these new ideas. Remember, that is indicative of the East. They are always behind. And you are absolutely going to be able to see that later in times, especially in the warfare when Russia's running up against German machine guns. It's not going to work in World War One. They are behind. Okay, and they will try to get more labor from their serfs as opposed to producing more from the soil. Okay, they are behind. They are set in their ways, and we're going to see that politically, socially, militarily, and economically. Okay. All right. Yeah, they'll introduce corn and potato, but they're behind. All right. Effects of the agricultural revolution. Here we go. This is Europe's population explosion. Europe is going to be able to make a lot more food. Therefore, if they have a lot more food, they can have a higher population. Okay. A huge effect of the agricultural revolution is this one right here, urbanization. We are going to see the countryside become lesser and lesser populated. We're going to see the cities, urban areas we're going to see the scales shift a little bit. Majority of people living in the countryside? No. Majority of people living in urban city areas? Yes, because that's where the factories are going to be. That's where the jobs are going to be at. Why did I go to LA? I went there for school because there's jobs and there's jobs out there. Okay, but I moved back because traffic's crazy and I'm not paying $10 to park every day. Forget that. We're gonna see the cottage industry rise up, and the cottage industry is this little in-between industry. Is kind of like the pre-industrial industry, and we'll talk about that. But the cottage industry is going to emerge to supplant and supplement farm families' income that they're losing. Food prices are going to decrease, supply and demand. Okay, we're going to see with a higher supply of food, prices will go down. Okay, which equals more spending money for people. People are going to not pay as much food, for food, so they'll have more money to spend on other stuff, and we're going to see the transformation into a consumer society. Okay, impact upon women. Okay, women were key to the farming lifestyle, so women's lives are going to change. Okay, women were, important working. We've kind of talked about this. Okay, we're going to see women be forced off the farm with their families. They're not going to have any work. We'll see in some cases, some very extreme cases, women will become domestic workers. In serious cases where they are very, very strapped for cash and they had some hard times, we'll see them turn to prostitution. Families that could get by in the countryside would participate in the cottage industry to get by for extra money by spinning and weaving, and we'll talk about and women will participate in that with spinning and weaving. But so women who stay in the countryside, the cottage industry, they'll be spinners and weavers and helping in that, and that's textiles is going to be the first, industry to industrialize. But we will see women that move to the urban areas are going to be really hit hard by prostitution, are going to be really hit hard by being, low-paying domestic workers and whatnot. Okay, but the big implication, the one that I would absolutely know for the AP test, is the population increase and urbanization. Uh, we are going to see Europe's population pretty much almost double. Okay, and by about the 1850s, they're going to be about 260 mil from 100 mil. Um, we're going to see food prices are going to fluctuate a lot. They're going to mainly go down, but we're going to see the agricultural revolution is going to be actually a main cause of the industrial revolution. Okay, and we'll talk about that later.